Let's see here. Here we go. Hi, everybody. Today we're going to interview Elena Shull. I think I got that right. We'll hear from a moment from
Yep.
Elena from Dawn.com. Love that domain name, and they're apparently a non-food company, but we'll hear that from Elena here in a moment. Well, actually, we'll throw it over to her right now. Elena, how are you doing?
I'm great. How about yourself?
Very good, very good. You're in near Chicago, I guess, eh?
Yep. Snowing again.
Oh my gosh! And it was cold this year over there.
Oh, it was so cold. That polar vortex really did a number on the area, I'll tell you that.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Before we jump into, you're a flight check user and your company uses flight check, maybe you can tell us a bit more about what Dawn does, Dawn.com.
We are a restaurant equipment distributors, any sort of or hotels or hospitality industry. So, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Okay. So you
Yeah.
sell like all kind of equipment for the food industry. Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Cool. And you maybe a little bit of background about yourself. Are you a graphic designer? How long you been doing this? That type of stuff.
I'm actually relatively new to the company. I've been here for about 3 years. I do have a graphic design background. So I have recently been promoted, I think about this time last year, I was promoted to our marketing database administrator. So I'm kind of on the catalog production side of things. So I prepare all of our catalogs for print, and they're actually letting me design some now too. So that's pretty cool.
Wow.
Um, yeah. So I came a long way from being a temp originally, my first year here. So,
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, it's
yep.
always nice to see people get rewarded for sticking around and working hard.
Oh, exactly.
Well, just to cut to that real quick, I'll cut back to the web page. I noticed there's a section down. What I noticed down here under publications on your site, a whole bunch of really cool artwork and layouts here. Just click on the one that got my attention. That nice hamburger there, and yeah, these are some really in-depth layouts here. This is the kind of stuff you're producing.
Yep. Yep. That's what
Wow.
we do. We do all the landing pages and flyers, all the slider things going across the screens. Yep. Our marketing team handles all that.
Wow. Is this that was obviously online, but you're also making print catalogs?
Yes. Yes, we are.
Right. And maybe before we dive into Flight Check, because now I obviously know more about why you're probably using Flight Check, but what are some of the tools you use in your workflow? I mean, what kind of applications are you using, like InDesign, Photoshop?
Yes, we use mostly all the Adobe stuff. So we have InDesign, Photoshop. We use Illustrator a lot. Yeah, those are like kind of our three big ones that we really work with.
Right. And are you getting artwork in from outside sources as well, or is it mainly internally?
Yes, we do get a lot of or well, not a lot, but like mostly the individual images we will get from all of our suppliers and stuff. They should be supplying us with, good high-res images.
Right.
And a lot of our glamour stuff we will either take in-house, or for our current advisor that I am closing at the moment and getting ready to send that all out to the printer, we rent out like this big studio space, because there's these huge elaborate like photos that we end up coming up with. So we do a lot of that stuff
Wow. Yeah.
ourselves.
Okay. So that's pretty clear. And do you use various printers, or do you have like one print source, or?
We have one person that we go through for printing for the most part, but he works for two separate companies. But we send it like through this guy, and depending on the size of the book, it'll either go to one place or it'll go to the other place.
Yeah, he knows how to. Right, he knows what to do. Very, very good.
Yeah.
Okay, and do you know how you guys found out about Marksware and Flight Check?
You know what? That I am not particularly sure. When I came on board to our marketing team, this is what they told me that we use. So yeah. So I kind of learned a bit about it and learned how to use it, and it's been good to me so far.
Yeah. Well, I could imagine it must be really useful having a standalone pre-flight tool when you're just getting started to help you learn and sort of work through.
Yeah, it really helps on letting me know what to look for.
Right.
When it comes to getting these things ready for print.
the invisible things and the things hidden that we can't see with our eyes so quickly. So wow, that's really
Yep.
good. Well, pre-flight. Why? I mean, it might seem obvious to us, but why do you guys pre-flight?
We pre-flight, it helps us get an accurate look at our documents and what we'll be sending out to the printer, and it helps us look at any specific errors that there may be. I use FlightCheck mostly to look at the images and the quality of the images before they go to the printer to see if there's anything that's out of whack or skewed funny, or
Right.
DPI is too low, so we got to res that up. And it's been very helpful so far. It shows us a lot of things that InDesign, because InDesign has a pre-flight tab that I like to look at. It'll show me errors when it comes to images as well as font or text. But I like to use FlightCheck because it shows me more of the image sides of things, which is mostly what people are going to be looking at in the end.
Right. And so I'm like, that was one of my next questions. Do you use any other pre-flight tools? But FlightCheck, for instance, will go deep into images. So if you have an EPS with embedded images even within that image and with fonts used within the EPSF, FlightCheck will see that for you and show you if it's missing a font or whatever, where InDesign won't. So this is a very good, yeah.
Yeah, it's a more in-depth thing, and it also allows you to look at everything in the document all at one time too. So
Right.
I really enjoy that instead of having to piece together everything.
Right. So you get FlightCheck, get the nice report instead of just going through bit by bit in the InDesign. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. You mentioned you have InDesign. Do you use any other pre-flight tools that you might use besides InDesign and FlightCheck?
No, this is pretty much the only one that we use. So.
Okay. Do you output the PDF? Obviously you do, but I mean, for the print jobs, are you sending high-res PDFs to the print?
Yes. There's we have a specific formatted sort of PDF that we use to send off to the printer, so it's cropped out with our bleeds and just all the crop marks and just very, very high res. So,
right. Yeah. So I already asked you, how do you use FlightCheck? I think that's pretty clear. But maybe I can ask one more little bit detail about how to use FlightCheck. You said you're primarily using on images. Are you using it on individual images, or are you just checking the overall InDesign file at a certain point, or both?
Well, kind of what I do is I take our InDesign file and I drag it onto our FlightCheck icon, and it pulls up all of the images that are in that document.
Mm-hmm.
So I can pretty much just check everything at one time and just kind of scroll through and see if there's anything that's kind of out of whack.
Right. Okay. So you're checking the actually InDesign file, and you're looking at the images within there, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
So I do that prior to making the PDF, and so then we can just go ahead and fix those images right away.
Right. What do you like best about FlightCheck? Is there one or two things that stick out in your mind?
I think I just really like that it really points out the errors and gives you the exact location of where this image can be found, and kind of pretty much what's wrong with it. So it just gives you a general idea of hey, this is too low res, or it's fine resolution, but it's been stretched out too far, so you need to either find a better image or fix the current one that is on the document right now. And yeah, so that's something that I really do enjoy about it.
Broke up a little bit, but Elena was saying that, in summary, she likes that FlightCheck sort of makes it nice and easy to get the pre-flight check done, and in relatively simple English, not real technical, stuff that's hard for us to understand. Do you have any recent real life stories about how FlightCheck saved the day, or interesting things you might have found through FlightCheck?
Actually, yes. There is something very interesting that kind of helped our entire team learn at one time, because we didn't really have any idea that this was a thing, because we don't often put PDFs in our InDesign documents for catalogs. So for this specific, we came out with a brand new concept. It's called Shift. So it's kind of like a trends magazine. to go along with the industry and what's popular in the industry right now and everything like that. So we got a lot of ads coming in from suppliers. So I went ahead and went about like my normal closing routine, stretching everything out for the bleeds, and I took the document, dropped it in a flight check. But because of the PDFs in the document, it took the PDF and broke it up into each individual little element that is in the PDF. And I almost freaked out because everything on the screen was red. So I'm like, oh my God, what's wrong with this document?
Oh.
And I was pulling over the other designers that have like tons more experience than I do. And I'm like, did I break it? Like, what's wrong with it? And we kind of looked further into it and we're like, everything has the same image name. And I'm like, well, maybe this is coming from the same image. So we discussed it with the guy that does our printing for us, and he checked the documents and everything and was like, oh no, it's fine. What Flight Check was doing is it was pulling apart just all of the elements, and now we know how to process a PDF. So we're like, oh, okay, so this is totally normal, and it's just letting us know the resolution of everything that goes in it.
Right.
So
right.
I mean, we all kind of learned it now. So the next time we go through all the PDF stuff, we know what to look for, and we'll be like, oh, okay, it's cool. So this is how this works.
Yeah, cool. Nice story.
It's just a good learning experience for the team as a whole.
Yeah. Well, I think that's what you mentioned before earlier, and that's what I know a lot of people use Flight Check for, is like an educational thing amongst the team, just like you said.
Mm-hmm.
Keeps everybody on the same, same wavelength, so to speak.
Yeah, pretty much. So, I mean, it was nice to see people that have been at this for, 10, 15 years or so, like still learning more about, what we do.
Yeah, cool.
So, it's
would you recommend Flight Check for other graphic designers out there?
Oh, absolutely. Especially if you're doing catalog production or any sort of printing stuff. Yeah, I would definitely recommend it. It shows you a more in-depth view of, your documents, and like shows you things that other pre-flight things that come with like InDesign and such doesn't show you.
Right. Oh yeah. Last thing I just want to show folks. I don't know if you probably can't see, but Marksphere also has a tool called PDF DTP, which will convert PDF files. So you can actually, like you had the problem with the PDFs, you can actually then take a PDF, because what InDesign does, it will place PDFs page by page. It won't actually convert everything into a layout. You know what I mean? Like it would just be like an image like you saw. Like I just have this PDF here I just downloaded from your website. I can then take that and it will convert that 32-page PDF and back into InDesign with all the elements there, the images, the font, live text, etc. So just letting it run on the screen here so people can see.
Yeah, I was kind of looking, or when I was kind of learning more about like what you guys have.
Mm-hmm.
I did see that as, one of the programs, and I thought that would be interesting to bring into our daily routine of, just catalog production, because I think that it would make it a little bit easier when it comes to the PDFs and like dropping those into a file. Yeah,
it's just like sometimes you have PDFs and you don't know where the source files are anymore, and like now I'm showing on the screen that exact PDF with the hamburger is now right here in my CC 2019, and the fonts are pink because I don't have the fonts, of course, but you would probably have those, and you could swap them out. But you see all the images are there, and I can go in and actually move the pretzel thing around, and it's just a normal layout again. So, just to show folks how Flight Check works, you just click open. You can then take any type of file. I'll take an InDesign file like Elena's using. Where is it here? Here's CC 2017 file, and Flight Check will pre-flight the entire document, get all elements, checking all elements, fonts, images, etc. And the Eagle's running through right now. There we go. And this is the first screen. You get an overview.
I know that sound.
Yeah, you know that sound, huh? Some say it sounds like a sick seagull, but it's our eagle,
Oh, yeah.
Right, so here you can see all the different problems with this particular file, scaled images and low-res stuff. You can see over here. And this is, what Elena's talking about. You go in and get real particular information on images, like, oh, there's a GIF file. I want to swap that out because that's maybe okay for online use, but for printing, we don't want GIFs, most likely not in that event. So
Yeah.
So here's Elena's on LinkedIn. So if you guys want to connect with Elena, I don't know if Elena's always looking for connections, but this is her
Absolutely.
her LinkedIn thing, and I'll actually connect with her right now as well, or try to at least. And she works at dawn.com, like we just said, and that's over here. This is dawn's.com's website, and you can see down below the publications, all the great stuff they're creating, the great layouts. Elena, thank you very much.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for having me.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you for sharing your experiences with other potential or existing FlightCheck users.
Yeah, absolutely. Not a problem.
All right. Take care, and stay warm out there.
Yep.
All right.
I'll try. Yeah.
Cool. Try FlightCheck over on markshore.com today and see why Elena and Dawn.com love it so much. Get everybody on the same page, pre-flight and package, now out with CC 2019 support, Markshware's FlightCheck.